Shalom, Hebrew. This is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. The I.S.U.P.K today is run by Commanding General YAHANNA, the man with the rank and the authority to be the leader of the nation of the Israelites, of blacks, Hispanics, and Native at this time under Christ. I want to say Yahweh Basham Yahweh Barakatam to my brothers. Yahweh Shamar Alatam Basham Yahweh to my sisters. Alright, today now, December 1, 6? December 6, 2020. Yeah, what, 9, approximately 19 days from the Christmas day. But they're basically in the season. So we're looking at the Christmas season. In fact, today we have class name, it's scripture breakdown, breaking down winter solstice, Yuletide, Christmas, Saturnalia. These are not holidays for blacks, Hispanics, and natives. These are pagan days. Alright, so we're using a lot of Google. We're doing a lot of Googling today. Googling. Alright, Google winter solstice. Winter solstice.
Winter solstice. The solstice that marks the onset of winter and the time of the shortest day, about 22nd of December in the northern hemisphere and 21 June in the southern hemisphere.
All right. It says about, but it's actually 21st of December. This year it's 21st of December. Generally on the 21st of December that you have the winter solstice, which is the shortest day of the year. And it occurs in December. All right. It happens twice yearly, once in each hemisphere, northern and southern. Winter solstice is the day with the shortest period of daylight and longest night of the year, when the sun is at its lowest daily maximum elevation in the sky. Winter solstice occurs during the hemisphere's winter. Why is the winter solstice so important? Well, to pagans, fire and light are, listen up, fire and lights. What kind of light do you have at this season?
Fireworks and everything.
Fireworks, what else?
Lights.
Christmas light. And fire as in what we in part of in old time Jamaican tradition, we used to have what at this time of year? Come on, right now. This time of year, churches used to have what? Back in the days. Bonfire. Right. So fire and light are traditional symbols of celebrations held on the darkest day of the year. The winter solstice is the day of the year with the fewest hours of daylight, and it marks the start of astronomical winter. After the winter solstice, days start becoming longer and nights shorter as spring approaches. All right. Why does it get colder after the winter solstice? All right, we don't need to read that part. How do pagans celebrate the winter solstice? Right. Listen to this. Men dress as women and masters dressed as servants. So at this time of the year, they would have cross-dressing parties. Sound familiar? Huh? Yeah, in that kind of world. Yeah, cross-dressers. The festival also involved decorating houses with greenery, lighting candles, holding processions, and giving presents. The winter solstice falls on the shortest day of the year, 21st of December, and was celebrated in Britain long before the arrival of Christianity. That's in Britain, you know. Christianity celebrated as early as or 300 and something AD. But in Britain, the winter solstice was celebrated before Christianity came. All right. All right, one more thing I want to go into winter solstice history. Need some more. All right. Now, interestingly, winter solstice. This is what the history channel. Okay. What is
Stonehenge is a mysterious ancient monument.
Listen to this.
Isolated deep in the English countryside. To this day, no one has been able to determine who built Stonehenge.
All right. They are not sure who built Stonehenge. But Stonehenge was somewhere that was used for celebration during the winter solstice. Based on how the stones were set, how the light come through, Stonehenge. You know about Stonehenge? All right, you can research Stonehenge. All right. Winter solstice. This is history channel, I think. Winter solstice is the shortest day and longest night of the year in the northern hemisphere. It takes place between December 20th and 23rd. So it varies each year. This year it's December 21st, depending on the year. The reverse is true in the southern hemisphere, where the shortest day of the year occurs in June. That's when it's winter up here, it's summer down there. When it's summer down there, it's winter up here. So the southern hemisphere should be having their summer. Now, cultures around the world have long held feasts and celebrated holidays around the winter solstice. Fire and light are traditional symbols of celebration held on the darkest day of the year. The winter solstice is the day of the year with the fewest hours of daylight, and it marks the shortest astronomical winter. Humans may have observed the winter solstice as early as Neolithic period, the last part of the Stone Age, beginning about 10,200 BC. Really. Neolithic monuments such as Newgrange in Ireland and Maeshowe in Scotland are aligned with sunrise on the winter solstice. Some archaeologists have theorized that these tomb-like structures served a religious purpose in which Stone Age people held rituals to capture the sun in the year's shortest day. So in their mind now they want some ritual to then capture sunlight to help them through the short days. The days with shortest sunlight. Ancient solstice celebration, Roman holidays. Ancient Romans held several celebrations around the time of winter solstice. One was called Saturnalia. Saturnalia, a holiday in honor of Saturn, the god of agriculture, was a week-long celebration in the days leading up to the winter solstice. One week leading up to December 21st, you have the Saturnalia celebration. And the priest of Saturn used to wear full black with a certain kind of headpiece. Funny enough, at this time of the year, you might find your old-time churches, Anglican, Catholic, so on. The priest might be in their full black with their red trimmings. Saturnalia was a hedonistic time. Listen on, hedonistic time, when food and drink were plentiful and the normal Roman social order was turned upside down. For a week, slaves would become masters. Peasants were in command of the city. Business and schools were closed so that everyone could join in the fun. Also, around the time of the winter solstice, Romans observed Juvenalia, a feast honoring the children of Rome. In addition, members of the upper class often celebrated the birthday of Mithra on December 25th. Mithra was an ancient Persian god of light. It was believed that Mithra, an infant god, was born out of a rock. For some Romans, Mithra's birthday was the most sacred day of the year. In the latter Roman Empire, Mithra blended with Sol Invictus, god of the unconquered sun. All right, now, so winter solstice is straight pagan. Questions? No question?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, man. So, winter solstice has nothing to do with Christ. That festive celebration in December. All we read there is no mention of Christ. All right. Google now Yuletide. Uletide.
Another one, gun.
Yeah.
Archaic term for Christmas.
It's an, what does archaic mean?
Very old or old fashioned.
Right. Very old fashioned what? Term.
Very old or old fashioned.
No man, it's an archaic one.
Archaic term for Christmas.
It's an
Yuletide.
archaic term for Christmas. But Yule not have anything to do with Christmas. The ancient Norsemen of Scandinavia celebrated Yule from the winter solstice through January. In recognition of the return of the sun, fathers and sons would bring home large logs, which became known as Yule logs. That's where we get the bonfire from. During this time, they would set one end of these logs on fire. The people would feast until the log burned out, which could take as many as 12 days. So they burn these logs and you go and roast things. Just like the bonfires that we used to have out here. Now the church still talk about Yuletide season. And you wonder, I don't see any such thing in the Bible about a Yuletide. So where they get it from? It's pagan.
It kind of reminds me of Jeremiah when that talk about
Man go out in the forest and cut a tree.
It said like the use piece of the log to make fire, and the next piece them turn it on God. Like them burn piece and
in Jeremiah. Okay. Oh, the burn piece and turn piece in a carve it out in something. You see, these were customs that we went into Canaan. These were customs that was around Canaan. The Most High put us in there to change the people. But we, through our simplicity, let the people change us. And I have to say simplicity because it's like this. You ever buy a tool, brand new, and you realize you get a manual with it. How many people read the manual? All right. But the manual tells you what pressure to put on it and so on and so forth. We ignore the manual until we destroy the tool. But the same thing, when the Most High sent us in the land, He shows the way, the true way to prosperity, the true way to long life. But we say, no, sir. Look at these people around here. They seem to be prospering. Their way must be the right way. But the person who made you tell you the right way. All right. The Norse believe, remember Norsemen, that some Scandinavian, still white men, the Norse believe that each spark from the fire represented a new piglet or calf that would be born during the coming year. So it's where the starlight thing would come from. And well, the fireworks is really Chinese. But you have one starlight thing, a light, and you sparks. So it's the farmers now who would have believed that the sparks is from the each park would give you a new piglet or a new calf. Mm. Even the Incas used to observe the winter solstice. The Incas feasted. Remember the Incas? I think Inca is in the Peruvian descendants. They were northern tribe Israelites. Incas, the Mayans, Incas, and another one. I think the Mayans were the Mexicans. The Incas fasted. So they went on a fast for 3 days before the solstice. Before dawn, on the day of solstice, they went to a ceremonial plaza and waited for the sunrise. When it appeared, they crouched down before it, offering golden cups of chica, which is a sacred beer made from fermented corn. They planted a lot of corn. Animals, including llamas, were sacrificed during the ceremony, and the Incas used a mirror to focus the sun's ray and kindle a fire. So they use something like, that would be like a magnifying glass. After the Spanish conquest of the Inca Empire in 1500s, so long it lasts, 15 something it was destroyed. That's just when we were being slaves. The Spaniards banned the Inti Rami holiday. It was revived in the 20th century, that's 19 something, with mock sacrifices and continues today. All right. Then you have one called now St. Lucia's Day. This traditional festival of light in Scandinavia honors St. Lucia, one of the earliest Christian martyrs. It was incorporated with earlier Norse solstice traditions after many Norsemen converted to Christianity. So after the Norse, they managed to convert the Norsemen into Christianity. These pagans came with their holidays. So that's also how the paganism begin to get into Christianity. St. Lucia's Day, girls in Scandinavia wear white dresses with red sashes and wreaths of candles on their head as a homage to the candles Lucia wore on her head to light her way as she visited imprisoned Christians, carrying forbidden food in her arms. Food. Foods that they had forbidden in those days, they don't name what food it was. Carrying forbidden food. Oh, well, they were prisoners, So obviously she was giving them food when she shouldn't be giving them food. Chinese used to have Dongzi, the Chinese celebration of the winter solstice, Dongzi, which means winter arrives, includes the return of longer days and the corresponding increase in positive energy in the year to come. The celebrations may have begun as a harvest festival. Really? as a harvest festival when farmers and fishermen took time off to celebrate with their families. So the Yuletide, winter solstice, Saturnalia, all in the same time.
So like yes, sir.
Yeah.
So basically, everybody have their own form of the same culture. Like Chinese, I mean, many of our tribes, them, like you said.
But the thing was, winter solstice, observe, because winter was pronounced. Any country that had winter, when winter time come, you see it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So they had their time and they realized that during, just as winter coming in, there is a day which is shorter than every other day in the year.
Yeah.
So they now did what the Most High tell us not to do, which is to observe things out there,
Yeah.
and make it God.
So what me I say is basically almost every nation have a form of the same worship. When them carry
Right.
to this
Right. Almost, especially the Europeans.
So they basically do the same
Well, all of them, because they think they are to the Persians.
Yeah. In a different form.
Mhm.
Why just different in the way them do it. But it's easy for them because that are them culture from a long time. So even though America and China are enemy, them keep Christmas and them celebrate it the same way.
No, Chinese don't call it Christmas. Call it something else.
So,
But it's the same period of time. December what? Somewhere between December 20 to 25th or so, they do that celebration. There was one, let me see if I find Yuletide. There was one which explained to you that the Yuletide is the same thing. See that Yule 2020 will begin on Monday, 21st of December, and ends Friday. Oh, it still have something to do with the winter solstice, because the winter solstice is the 21st of December, which is the shortest day of the year, right? But the Yuletide now, when them would burn the Yule log, the Yule still observe the shortest day of the year, but it's a longer celebration, which take you up until about the 1st of January. That's New Year's. Yule now, let's see if we can find that one, because Yule had a drink, fermented drink that they drink up at that time, which would have marked the first of the January 1st. So that will tell you why they make is the plague. That's why the pagans made January 1st the beginning of the year.
so that yes, sir. That season here, winter,
Solstice.
probably not that the winter.
Mm.
Yeah, actually, because Passover right after that.
Spring. Mm.
So it's a little difference, a clear difference between most I think and them. After that is the Passover and the spring, the beginning of the year. Meanwhile, before that, them keep feeding, like we don't call it, feeding.
Passover keep about some 14 or 15 days after spring beginning. After spring begin. All right, this one says, what is the difference between Yule and Christmas? What's the difference between Yule and Christmas? All right, let's see what is Yule. says it's Yule. While some people use the word as a synonym for Christmas, that's Yule, there's more to Yule than the goings on that happened on December 25th. For the church, come on, if you ask the church, what is Yuletide season? They will tell us that the Christmas season. But Yule is paganism. Yule comes from a name of a 12-day festival. Christmas celebration is not 12 days. So the church telling you crap. Yule comes from a name for a 12-day festival celebrated by Germanic people around the winter solstice in December and January. By the 900s, yes, that long ago, Yule was already mapped on the Christian celebration of Christmas and its surrounding festivals. But the pagans who went into the church brought with them, they were not converted. It's like you tell a man, say, yeah, you can't come with the truth, and then come with him cigarette and him weed. I then come with him long hair. I then come with him warish mentality. So a person coming to the truth, we did not ensure that they do not smoke while they are here until one day they become a significant officer. Next thing you know, they say they have a little cup on the altar with some weed in it. And they have the kochi. And then before them start teaching, you understand? So that is the same thing with the church and paganism. Rome, and they began from the Roman Emperor. Because when the Roman Emperor Constantine converted to Christianity, he won't say, well, if you can't beat them, join them. He didn't forget paganism. So when they went and they converted their people, Europeans, to Christianity, they didn't put aside the paganism. They just blend it, find a way to blend it with our holidays. Because we would have long been celebrating Hanukkah at this time of the year, from the time of Maccabees. Why the circling? They would have been celebrating Hanukkah from the time of Maccabees, right? So they would have known that the Jews celebrate something at this time of the year. Now, rather than celebrating what you celebrate, they celebrate what they are used to. And they say, okay. Because remember now, they are the entire world. They are full power. So if they say, all right, December 25th, let us say that's when Christ was born. They had no position. Where were we then when they were making these decisions?
We were scattered.
We were slaves, in slavery. We were in slavery. Yule also carries association with a farm animal. The Yule goat carried Father Christmas on his back and is a symbol of Christmas throughout Scandinavian countries. This is Scandinavia. All right. This is how Yule now come in. Yule comes from a name, 12-day festival. All right. The word Yule developed from Geol, GEOL, with cousin forms in such other Germanic languages as Old Norse and Gothic. English speakers are most familiar with Yule through association dating to its original use. For example, the Yule log is the lyric. See the blazing Yule log, the blazing Yule before us was originally a real tree limb or trunk burnt on the earth, HEART, that's a fireplace, but now makes an appearance on Christmas time, at Christmas time, as a cake shaped like a log. Christmas cake. That's where Christmas cake come in. Yule also carries association with a farm animal. The Yule goat carried Father Christmas on his back and is a symbol of Christmas throughout Scandinavian country. The Yule goat may have association tracing back to Norse mythology. You see, the Scandinavian countries, they were thick with paganism. But then again, the whole Europe, Rome, was founded on paganism, yeah.
You know the Christian song, YAHANNA. That's a people do the YAHANNA.
Beulah land.
Land.
Beulah land.
YAHANNA.
Yes. That is singing about Jerusalem.
Beulah.
Beulah land.
What that mean?
Somewhere in Jerusalem named Beulah.
Beulah.
Yeah, that was somewhere in Jerusalem there. But when the song is talking about Jerusalem, what go again? Beulah land.
Beulah land and longing for where someday on the earth. That's the lyrics of the song.
Jerusalem is singing about. The now famous comic book god Thor rode in a chariot pulled by two goats that could also be eaten and magically regenerated into living creatures again. So Thor, you see, their god had to be a part of it. Thor was what? The god of thunder. Right. So what is Yuletide? Christmas can refer to December 25th itself, but it can also refer to the whole Christmas season. So you know, this is talk about a Christmas season, right? Rather than Christmas Day. No, we don't celebrate Hanukkah, we say the Hanukkah season. So the whole Christmas season is the long celebration from the time of the Yuletide, Yule log celebration. So that's where the term Christmas season, which was the celebration from about 21st of December all the way up to January 1st. And if you know the church calendar, the Yuletide season lasts up to that time, then it change again to something else. All paganism. Yule can work the same way. Yule can refer to both Christmas and the broader Christmas season, which can also be called Yuletide. That same tide, season, period, is at play here. So you can call Christmas Yule and Christmas time Yuletide. So they find a way to bring it in, which originally Yuletide has to do with what? The Yule log. You burn the Yule log and they believe that the sparks from the log represent the new piglet or new calf that they will be getting. But they find a way to bring it in the church. So they bring the log without actually burning a log. Many Americans associate Yuletide with singing carols, a tradition in Northern Europe also known as wassailing. Is it in the Christmas carol? All right. The next thing we need to look for now is let's go look more into Saturnalia. Google Saturnalia.
Gone.
Because Saturnalia deeper than Yuletide and winter solstice, you know.
Gone. Saturnalia.
Hold on. So the Yuletide season for this year is Monday, 21st of December to Friday, 1st of January. And they will tell you that the Christmas season lasts during that time. Pagan, all pagan. All right, so we say now, Saturnalia.
Saturnalia was an ancient Roman festival in honor of the god Saturn.
So this one now was a stronger paganism than winter solstice. Because winter solstice and Yuletide, winter solstice was like a festival. Yuletide was like a seasonal celebration, But Saturnalia, this was the god at the time. All right, the what?
Held on 17th of December of the Julian calendar and lasted later expanded in festivities through to the 23rd of December.
No, that's the Julian calendar. But you know, after the Julian calendar came the Gregorian calendar. The ancient Roman festival of Saturnalia, of Saturn, in December, you know, when a period of general merrymaking and the predecessor of Christmas. So Saturnalia was a celebration little before Christmas too. An occasion of wild revelry or indulgence. Yeah, so this is one of wild sex and all kind of revelry. Yeah, when we these were the things that when Moses turned him back. Revelry, what call it again? Revelry, reveling, which was the carnival of. Then talk about that, revelers and bacchanal. You know where the term bacchanal come from? From the god Bacchus, who was the god of festivity. So when you say I got a carnival, I got bacchanal and something, you celebrate a pagan god, a festivity. Yeah? This world is riddled with paganism. That's why the Most High says what? He that is in the world is not in it. The very days of the week are named from pagan gods. And nobody think that Saturday was named. Saturday was named for Saturn. Come from Saturn. No, it was the original Sabbath day. But why didn't they name it Sabbath? Why didn't they name it Sabbath rather than Saturday, which is Saturn day? Exactly, that's my point. So even the day that the Most High chose for himself, they changed the name. Yeah. Is Saturnalia still celebrated? All right, let's see if Saturnalia is still celebrated. Unlike several Roman religious festivals, which were particular to cult sites in the city, the prolonged seasonal celebration of Saturnalia at home could be held anywhere in the empire. Saturnalia continued as a secular celebration long after it was removed from the official calendar. So it's not on the, you look on the calendar, you won't see them mark it. You see them mark Christmas Day, Boxing Day, New Year's Day, and so on. They don't mark Saturn the day for Saturnalia, but the pagans them know it. All right, I want to see if it is still celebrating. All right, so they used to have public sacrifice and banquet, and the date is the 17th to the 23rd of December. Significance: public festival. Most I cramp everything this year with COVID. How do you celebrate Saturnalia? Invite your friends for a feast and a party on December 17th. In Christmas, they say Christmas is a time for what? Visiting your families. So families and friends visit that come from Saturnalia. Saturnalia is a joyous holiday. So Christmas is a what? Same thing, joyous holiday. The Christmas spirit. And Romans shared it with friends and family. Give small presents. Christmas tree with what under it?
Presents.
With presents under it. Give small presents, including presents of food or sweets or candles or lamps. Attach a clever note or short, witty poem to your gifts. You give them tag a gift now to so and so from so and so. Wish you all the best for Christmas and so. Everything of its roots in paganism. Everything that the church do. How to celebrate Saturnalia? Saturnalia is a Roman festival honoring Saturnus, who introduced agriculture and the arts of civilized life. It was a season when agricultural work was completed, a sort of joyous Thanksgiving type holiday of relaxation and merriment. So that's what brought the merriment. Agriculture gone to rest now. It's not like out here where the farm run right through the year, eh? But in the winter eras, agriculture took rest. Hello.
I'm the owner's daughter. I wanted to do a walkthrough. Okay?
During Saturnalia, businesses, courts, and schools were closed. So the same thing happened during Christmas celebration. Eh? Business closed. Well, schools go on holiday during this time, ain't it? All right, this is a guide. All right. You know, this I show you how we celebrate Saturnalia. And all the celebrations, the moon, sun, stars, Christmas light, Christmas, even the Christmas tree. If you have living trees on your own property, hang them with sun symbols, stars, and faces of the god Janus, who watches over the end of the old year and the beginning of the new one. So that's the one that you celebrate on the 1st of January, the god Janus, see? All right. It is also possible to decorate living plants and pots. All right, what about to know? If you are a legal drinking, if you are of a legal drinking age where you live, you make some molsum, a drink of wine and honey. All right, so wine in it. And then there's the friend, greetings of friends and family. That is all, and presents and so on. So all Christmas. That's how Christmas is pagan. All right, let's Google Christmas now.
Another one gone. The annual Christian festival celebration. Christ, celebrating Christ's birth held on the 25th of December in the Western Church.
Right in the time of what? The Yuletide season. Christmas, or Feast of the Nativity, is an annual festival commemorating the birth of Jesus Christ, observed primarily on December 25th as a religious and cultural celebration among billions of people around the world. All right, true. A lot of people celebrate it, but that don't mean it's right. All right, let's go into the history of Christmas. How did Christmas start? All right, let's talk about Christmas. Christmas is celebrated on December 25th and is both a sacred religious holiday and a worldwide cultural and commercial phenomenon. For 2 millennia, people around the world have been observing it with traditions and practices that are both religious and secular in nature. Christians celebrate Christmas Day as the anniversary of the birth of Jesus of Nazareth, a spiritual leader whose teachings form the basis of their religion. Popular customs include exchanging gifts, that comes from Saturnalia, decorating Christmas trees, Saturnalia, that again, also Nimrod, attending church, sharing meals with family and friends, Saturnalia, and of course waiting for Santa Claus to arrive. That come from Yuli. December 25th, Christmas Day, has been a federal holiday in the United States since 1870. The middle of winter has long been a time of celebration. Listen up. How did Christmas start? The middle of winter has long been a time of celebration around the world because of what? The winter solstice. Centuries before the arrival of the man called Jesus, early Europeans celebrated light and birth in the darkest day of the winter. Many people rejoice during the winter solstice, when the worst of the winter was behind them and they could look forward to longer days and extended hours of sunlight. In Scandinavia, the Norse celebrated Yule from December 21st, the winter solstice, through January, in recognition of the return of the sun. Fathers and sons would bring home large logs which they would set on fire. So you see, in reading the in researching the history of Christmas, I can't get away from the pagan root. I hear they telling about the Yule log.
God.
Let me see what else. The end of December was a perfect time for celebration in most areas of Europe. At that time of year, most cattle were slaughtered so they would not have to be fed during the winter. For many, it was the only time of year when they had a supply of fresh meat. In addition, most wine and beer made during the year was finally fermented and ready for drinking. And you see the liquor drinking, where the liquor drinking come from. In Germany, people honor the pagan god Odin during the midwinter holiday. Germans were terrified of Odin as they believed he made nocturnal flights. As they believed that he made nocturnal flight. So they believed that Odin was the god Odin can fly at night and can fly.
Santa Claus.
Something like probably that's where it came from. That the fact that but Santa Claus don't fly upon a wing. He made nocturnal flights through the sky to observe his people and then decide who would prosper or perish. Because of his presence, many people chose to stay inside. Saturnalia in Rome is Christmas church and Saturnalia still come on. In Rome, where winters were not as harsh as those in the far north, Saturnalia, a holiday in honor of Saturn, the god of agriculture, was celebrated, beginning in the week leading up to the winter solstice and continue for a full month. Saturnalia was an hedonistic time when food and drink were plentiful and the normal Roman social order was turned upside down for a month. Slaves would become masters, peasants were in command of the city. Business and school were closed so that everyone could join in the fun. Also, around the time of the winter solstice, Romans observed Juvenalia. a feast honoring the children of Rome. In addition, members of the upper classes often celebrated the birthday of Mithra, the god of the unconquerable sun.
Okay.
All right.
So, yeah, so that's where they get the saying that it's for children.
Yeah, man, Christmas is for the children.
Yeah.
That's from Rome. Is Christmas really the day Jesus was born? In the early years of Christianity, Easter was the main holiday. The birth of Jesus was not celebrated in the 4th century. Church officials decided to institute the birth of Jesus as
We've
a
all
holiday.
heard the biblical origins of
holiday.
Christmas, but societies had been celebrating light and birth in the darkest days of winter centuries before Jesus walked the earth.
Probably.
In the Norse country, this winter celebration was known as Yule. Around December 21st, the winter solstice, fathers and sons dragged evergreens indoors as reminders of life, then set logs on fire as a promise of good fortune. Ancient Rome had its own December festivals. 1 week before the winter solstice, Romans began celebrating Saturnalia, an orgy of food and drink in honor of Saturn, the god of agriculture. Some Romans, particularly soldiers and government officials, also worshipped Mithra, the sun god. It is believed that to this...
By the end of the 8th century, the celebration of Christmas had spread all the way to Scandinavia. Today, in the Greek and Russian Orthodox churches, Christmas is celebrated 13 to 14 days after the 25th. This is because Western churches use the Gregorian calendar, while Eastern churches use the Julian calendar, which is 13 to 14 days behind the Gregorian calendar. So the Julian calendar is still used by the church. Oh. Both Western and Eastern churches celebrate Epiphany or Three Kings Day, 12 days after their own respective Christmases. So when it three wise men must visit Christ, call it Epiphany. This is the day it is believed that the three wise men finally found Jesus in the manger. Amen. By holding Christmas at the same time as traditional winter solstice festival, church leaders increased the chances that Christmas would be popularly embraced. You see? Compromise. Compromise. They compromise, you know. But gave up the ability to dictate how it was celebrated. See? So they compromise. But they don't care. All right, so that's winter solstice, Yuletide, Christmas, Saturnalia. And these are not for us. All right, let's go to First Maccabees 1, 41 to 45.
First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 1. And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, of Macedonia, who came out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius king of the Persians, and needs that he reigned in his stead, first over Greece, verse 2, and made many wars.
Where read it? First Maccabees.
1.
First Maccabees 1 verse
Verse 1.
41.
41.
Yeah.
First Maccabees 1, verse 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people.
All right. So this was when Jerusalem came under the Grecian captivity, and the Grecian king said, "You hear me? One thing throughout all my kingdom, you know." So tell them Jewish people that to stop doing their own thing. Continue reading.
Verse 42. And everyone should leave his land. So all the heathen agree according to the commandment of the king.
Everyone should leave his
laws.
His laws. Everyone should leave their own laws that they know, and they should come onto the laws that the king set up. Continue.
Verse 43. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion.
Right. So the same Israelites consented to his religion. That's one of the times of where we officially start following another nation. Where you had idolatry in Jerusalem, Solomon, and many other kings. But another nation has never imposed it on us until that time. Continue reading.
And sacrifice unto idols and profane the Sabbath. Verse 44. For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah that they should follow the strange laws of the land. Verse 45.
All right. So the king sent what?
Messengers.
That we should.
Messengers to Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land.
So he sent these diplomats to Jerusalem. The same way Biden is going to send his diplomats onto us. As a lesson, we're going to follow these gay laws, these gay rights laws. Continue reading.
Verse 45. And forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings.
And we are going to have to forbid our what do you call it? The thing they law again. We have to forbid. No. The buggery law that we have. We're going to have to repeal the buggery law. Just so that we suit their, like what is happening there. Read it again.
And forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days.
All right. That is verse 45. Read it again.
Verse 45. And forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice.
Read 44.
Verse 44. For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah that they should follow the strange laws of the land.
Exactly. That we should follow the strange laws of the land, meaning the strange laws of the kingdom. So America, as far as America is concerned, this is the Western Hemisphere here is his kingdom. So we are expected to follow. Understand? So he's gonna come and pressure not only us, but right across his empire. So follow these laws. All right. That's what Maccabees. We read 45 already. Take me to James 1 and 14.
James 1 and 5.
Read, no man, James 1, I had said 14. Read 13 and 14. All right, read from 12.
James 1 verse 12. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation.
Blessed is the man that endureth temptation. I mean, the temptation has been laid in his way, but he did not fall for it. Continue.
For when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord has promised to them that love him.
Okay. 13.
Verse 13. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God. For God cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempted he any man.
So God, the Most High God, cannot be tempted with evil. You can't tempt him with evil. Neither tempteth he any man. God don't know, God tempt him. 14.
Verse 14. Every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust.
So what tempts you?
Own lust.
Your own lust tempts you. So when you want to celebrate Christmas, you see the Christmas celebration and thing, and you go and join it. You heard the word of the truth, but you're going to join the Christmas celebration. Why might tempt me? It's your own lust. You were lusting after it. Deep down, you still haven't given it up. So you're still lusting after the fancy light, the decorations, the Christmas tree, the presents that you might get, and the Christmas food. Because at a time when it's a festive season where there's a lot of food. That's one day that every table have food by one way or another. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. So your lust draws you away, your lust draws you away, and then you are being enticed. Continue. That is what? 14. Oh, that's it. So all these is just workings of the flesh. All right, let's find where the Most High says we should not make any God of any ordinance or anything that is in heaven. This is Exodus 20. Let me see what it is.
Jeremiah 10.
Exodus 24 to 6. Remember that one, no? It was we can. Jeremiah what?
10.
Yeah, we're going to read that. But go to Jeremiah, go to Exodus 24 to 6.
Exodus much.
Chapter 20.
An altar of earth thou shalt make unto me, and shall sacrifice thereon.
No. Exodus 20, verse 4.
Verse 4. Verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth.
Continue.
Verse 5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, and to the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
Of them that what?
That hate me.
Why you put it that way?
Because he that saith
You ever hear anybody? Ever hear anybody come out and you hear people come out and say, "You, I don't like you. I hate this or I hate that." You ever hear anybody come out and say, "I hate God"? I've never heard that. But the most I know is that there's people out there that hate him. Why? Huh?
Because I mean, verse and 5 and 3. He that saith he loveth God, keep
Volume.
he that saith he loveth the Most High, keep not his commandments. A liar.
Right. So the man who loves God keep his commandment. And the man who hates him does what? Don't keep it. All right. Continue.
Verse 6. And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments.
All right. So he is a jealous God. He visits iniquity of the fathers unto the children, and down to the third and fourth generation of them that what? Hate me. So it's the generations that keep breaking the laws. You come break the law, your picnic come do it, your picnic. Keep on eating pork and so on. The whole line of you hating. So visit the sins. And not one generation down the line, they say, we have to go back and keep the commandments of the Most High, as we are doing in the truth. All right? So, what winter solstice, Yuletide, Christmas, and Saturnalia have been doing is to do this. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water or the earth. So they are observing the times. with a god. Or they do it under pagan, under idolatry, which is paganism. All right. All right. Take me now to Jeremiah 10, 1 to 5.
God, one gun. God, one gun. Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Verse 2. Thus saith the Lord.
All right. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you. Who? Who is he speaking to?
The house of Israel.
Glasses. He's speaking to the house of Israel. Continue.
God, verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
Read that again. Thus saith the Lord.
Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
What is Saturn? What is winter solstice?
The way of the heathen.
What is Yuletide season?
The way of the heathen.
What is Christmas?
The way of the heathen.
What is Saturnalia?
The way of the heathen.
It's all under the same thing, under the guise of celebrating Christ's birth.
Yeah.
And the Most High says, learn not the way of the heathen, and
be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
All right. Be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. So the signs of heaven is when winter comes in and you have a short day
God.
and a long night. And they call it the winter solstice. So that's a sign of heaven. Be not dismayed by it. For
the heathen are dismayed at them.
right, the heathen are dismayed at the signs of heaven. That is why they have so many festive season around these things that they are. Well, there was one. Do you remember this one we read with where they said they believe that God take nocturnal flights and kill whoever him choose.
God.
So people stay inside, right? Because they are dismayed at the sign of heaven. Continue.
Another one can, verse 3. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman with the axe.
All right, so you cut a tree from the forest with an axe. That's the work of the workman. Verse 4.
Another one can, verse 4. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers.
All right, so they cut the tree out of the forest, deck it with silver and gold, fasten it with nails, with hammer, that it move not. Continue.
Another one can, that it move not. Verse 5. They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born.
So people were being afraid of what we now know as Christmas tree. So Jeremiah have to go and break it down. They are upright like the what? What kind of tree? The palm tree?
God.
They must need be born. They can't speak. Continue.
Another one can.
Read it over again. They are.
Another one can. Verse 5. They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them.
Be not what?
Be not afraid of them.
Don't not afraid of them. Because you know the story. People are being afraid of the Christmas tree because it was said to be what? The tree of what? Nimrod. All right. Let me see if I can find Nimrod before. Nimrod. That's what I can find about Nimrod. All right, you have Nimrod wife, you have Nimrod dead, Nimrod married his mother, Nimrod Christmas tree. All right, Nimrod the sun god. No, images for Nimrod Christmas tree. Nimrod is on the top of idolatry. Nimrod was who? A Hamite,
God.
African. So you see, that's that the root of the paganism. The Hamites set the order for paganism that we know today now. In the land that was given to us, who was there?
Canaanites.
Right, some Hamites known as Canaanites.
God.
And we live from where? We were coming from where that time?
Coming from
The land of Egypt.
God.
A set of Hamites known as Egyptians again, are known as Mithraimites. So, all right, let me see what we can find for Nimrod. I have several things. The Nimrod tree, the Lord of Christmas. This was a research done in 2013. Nimrod, the Lord of Christmas. And here is a black hairy face man. They only show him black because him is Africa. They don't. If he was Jewish, they would wish. If he was a Jew, they would show him black, his face black. On each anniversary of his birth, December 25th, Nimrod would visit the evergreen tree and leave gifts upon it. Nimrod started the great organized worldly apostasy from God that has dominated this world until now. Nimrod married his own mother, whose name was Semiramis. After Nimrod's death, his so-called mother wife, Semiramis, propagated the evil doctrine of the survival of Nimrod as a spirit being. She claimed a full-grown evergreen tree sprang overnight from a dead tree stump. That they would go and fast it. So obviously they would make sure they have the night with them line up. Get everybody off the street, obviously, by fear. And they have the dead tree stump, and they would go and put the evergreen tree on the tree stump, isn't it? Right. She claimed a full-grown evergreen tree sprang up overnight from a dead tree stump, which symbolized the springing forth onto new life of the dead Nimrod. On each anniversary of his birth, she claimed Nimrod would visit the evergreen tree and leave gifts upon it. December 25th was the birthday of Nimrod. This is the real origin of Christmas tree. So it's a Nimrod's tree. And Nimrod was before the time of Jeremiah. So Saturnalia decorating Christmas, decorating trees, that was from Nimrod. The gifts, that was from Nimrod. So paganism copy from other pagan religion. That's what they have been doing for centuries. Just like we have the Rastafarian who copy the weed smoking from what the religion name their name again?
Hindu.
No, it's not Hinduism. Nope. The Rastafarian copy from that religion in India. What? Shiva. Right. And they growing of the locks. That's from Shiva. Right. So I remember a couple of years ago I heard a Rastaman mention that, and the first I hear it. Say, he was a Rasta and said, but even Rasta itself not all that authentic because they copy from Shiva. The weed smoking and the growing and the locks that come from Shiva. Well, I was young, I never know what he was talking about. Honestly, I didn't. It's when it become bigger coming the truth the way you them start hear the brothers start talk about that. Then I researched and understood. But I didn't know what he was talking about.
You don't know if you can find a Rastaman then.
He died, man.
He did.
He did.
Interview with him was good.
Trust me.
Yeah, no.
Diabetes killed him. He had the diabetes and didn't know. Then after I find out, another Rasta friend give him, he's an herbs man, so he give him herbs. And then go back and him check him, take the test and sit and it show nothing. The next time it show up, Cersei, but much more than Cersei get. The next time he took the test and it showed up, he died about 2 days after. Yeah, because it get out. When it show up again, it was out of control. But the thing, the herbs that he was giving him was more of mass. So it masked it.
Yeah, you know, I couldn't Rasta in the dead. I make him dead, you know. Because here I go. You never know, same of diabetes, you know.
Oh man, listen, after I find out.
No, hear me, I say, no. When you find out same of diabetes, is it must not get out of hand. So
No,
you decide
no,
to
no,
turn
no.
up to the doctor.
He found out that he had diabetes and it was strong. Then the friend started to give him the bush.
Yeah, you hear me, I say, no.
When him started the bush and him go back, go take the test, he never see it.
Yeah, man. But hear
Check
me,
mass.
what me I say is, when you find out, I must treat and get out of hand like, you know, when it affect you.
So the time when it turn up, the last time when it turn up now, you actually knock him down.
But hear me find now. Me I say, if you find out like my mother, say you have diabetes, I must sick you get sick, you know. And then God.
Yeah, I tell you, say knock him down.
You understand? So when
Drop
the
down.
when the Rasta friend now give him that something there, you know what I mean? Remember, you know, have something to do, you know.
I never do nothing. If you drink Cersei, you do the same thing. Mass, the something there.
Another thing I say, it lick him down like what you say. That means it drastic. So when the Rasta brethren go give him the Cersei or whatever he gave and mass it, remember say it's still there that drastic.
It never did lick him down first. That's what I try to tell him.
Okay.
If it went to doctor and then run some tests and something, it then knock him down. If he was doing, it not even require insulin at the time. But if he was doing the necessaries at that time,
that's why I say
he would be alive.
Dead man. Rasta friend.
Well, because himself, I'd never follow the doctor advice. The real origin of Christmas. We finished Jeremiah?
With their 5.
We read 5, man. Yeah, man. Read it again.
Another one, Con, verse 5. They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Jeremiah, people are afraid of the tree in Jeremiah time. They're not afraid of it, no. As a matter of fact, they carry it in their own house. But the spirit that is on this season is that spirit that you should not be getting into it. That spirit of idolatry. Pagan. The real origin of Christmas. The real origin of Christmas goes back to ancient Babylon. It is bound up in the organized apostasy with which Satan has gripped a deceived world. These many centuries in Egypt, it was always believed that the son of Iris, Egyptian name for Queen of Heaven, Iris. Alright, so don't name a picnic now, Iris. Miss Iris, Egyptian name for Queen of Heaven, was born on December 25th. Semiramis also bore the title Queen of Heaven. Oh, she got that title too. And she was Nimrod's mother. Paganism celebrates this famous birthday over most of the known world for centuries before the birth of Christ. The plain truth about Christmas is it's pagan. Christmas is a pagan holiday traces back thousands of years before to a man named Nimrod, founder of ancient pagan Babylon. Christmas Unwrapped from the History Channel by Alan Mansagner. All right. So December 25th was highly honored and recognized by Nimrod supporters. Many centuries later, this pagan custom was Christianized as being the birthday of Christ. So if Christians would just do a little research, rather than being on Facebook, rather than being on a phone gaming or whatever, just type in the true origin of Christmas on your Google. And you get something. But because you want to continue with your own lust, you do not change. Because as far as I'm concerned, me, I'm lucky. I have me buy this year, I have money. Last year, I could have buy a calorie, but you get some money through the year. You want ham this year, yeah.
But yes, sir, and if they find among them someone with a question in mind, they say that you're flying fingers.
Yes, if you have a question in mind in the church, you're an outcast. You fly up in God's face, and he's the pastor, you know. So it must be the pastor is the God. Anybody face you can fly up in is the pastor. All right, take me to Isaiah 1:14 and 15.
Another one, Con. Another one, Con. Isaiah chapter 1, verse 14. Your new moons and your appointed feasts, my soul hateth. They are a trouble unto me. I am weary to bear them.
Your appointed feast. This is your appointed feast. So Christmas is not a feast appointed by the Most High. It's your appointed feast. Read on.
Another one, God, verse 15. And when ye spread forth your hands, I will hide mine eyes from you. Yeah. When ye make many prayers, I will not hear. Your hands are full of blood.
And you stretch forth your hands to pray. Ah, Most I turn him back. So Christmas service, Christmas Sunday, church full, lifting your hands in prayer. And I tell you that the majority of people in this world is Christian, whether they go to church or not. Talk to a man who is a killer on the road and hear what I'm saying. He believes are Christians. That's why he does what he did.
So you see, them get shake up, you know, when them see pastor preaching about dipping of them and pocket and busting one of them around, you know.
Yes, man. I think it's something, man. So that them fees, the pastor go find them out.
You see a certain queen of it, you know.
Yes, we are crying on it.
A certain queen of it, you know what I mean? You see a certain queen of it, you know the queen of it. Let me tell you already. You're surprised. That's not good. You get touched by them preaching. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, get touched, you know.
Yeah, man, because he was Christian from long time. Christian from long time. And Christianity is paganism. It's the pagan religion of today. And there's no doubt that they have another one come out after the war, which they think they will be winning. They are going to change. That's what the third war is about. Third World War. Who is going to be anybody's victory? But every war is anybody's victory still. We read 15? Yes. 2 Timothy 4, 3 to 4. Second Timothy 4, chapter 4.
Chapter 4, verse 3 to 4.
Right.
Verse 3. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears.
So this time is now. The time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine. What we speak here in the truth, we speak everything from the Bible. We dig up and present the truth. But what the people doing? Somebody will sit down and listen to you in this class, and as the class finish, tonight in go to church. Why? Because they will not endure sound doctrine. After their own lust shall they eat to themselves. It says teachers, who are the preachers today, having itching ears. Continue.
Verse 4. And they shall turn away their ears from the truth and shall be turned unto fables.
So they turn away their ears from the truth. They don't want to hear what we are telling them now. They want to hear the fable about the Christmas tree, about Santa Claus, about the reindeers, about winter solstice. Always winter solstice brought into the church. The lights, purple lights, right? They want to go after their own lust so that they can eat ham at Christmas. So you will see ham, you will see lobster, you will see shrimp, you will see chicken in the back burner. Fish might not even come nowhere near there. Right? So this is what our people has gone to, their own lust. Even in the church, they're going after their own lust, because something happening in one church and they don't like what they do. Go to another church. So it's their own lust they're going after. So even in being out there in the world, that's what they're doing. And you can't tell them that they don't have a lot and part with the Most High. When the Most High tell you that who love him keep his commandment. They are haters of God. Amos 5, 21 to 23.
Amos chapter 5, verse 21. I hate, I despise your feast days.
I what?
I hate, I despise your feast days.
But don't they eat pork and say, the Lord understands?
I hate, I despise your feast days.
I can afford ham for this Christmas because it smells nice. But the Most High says,
I hate, I despise your feast days.
So Christmas is a feast day.
God.
Continue.
God, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies.
I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. So those solemn assemblies, you go to church that day. The food is not served in the church, but you go home and what you have. What you generally have? Your Christmas dinner. Right, every yard smell nice with food that day. That's your solemn assembly that you're having at home. But the Most High saying he will not smell in that. Continue.
Verse 22. So ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings.
Right. So we don't do burnt offerings today, but with that food that you put on the table and you say a prayer over it before you eat. That's a meat offering unto the Most High. Continue.
I will not accept them, neither will I regard the peace offering of your fat beast.
So he's telling us straight up, he will not accept them. Because you're not celebrating his, so why are you coming with yours? Celebrate mine first. He will not accept them and what?
Neither will I regard the peace offering of
your fat beast. So that pork, that lobster, even the turkey, even the chicken, that is still lawful. Him now want it. Beef, pot roast beef. Yeah, man. Yeah, I won't be smelling none of those. Because we want to present all these things and say, bless it and so on, as if the Most High hungry. The Most High is in need of nothing from us, except that we give him his due regard. He doesn't need us to go out and work and pay him. He's not the one who get the tithes. If you read the Bible properly, you see what the tithes are for. He said there's a portion that you would give to him. And he has a point person per one tribe who would collect his portion and eat from it. Continue.
Another one come, verse 23. Take thou away from me the knife of thy sons.
Take thou away from me those singing, those Christmas carols, those Christmas hymns that you are going to come with. Don't come to me with that. Continue.
For I will not hear the melodies of thy viols,
So even though it is melodious, I don't want to hear it. He does not want to hear the melodies of the viols that you are going to beat. That the musical instrument. Church nice and you clap and you sing and dance and melodious. You go home and oh, what a wonderful service today. The Lord was present. No, the Lord wasn't present. The Lord wasn't present in that church. It's another spirit that was in that church. A different kind of vibe was there. Not the Most High's vibe. Finished? Right. So, any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. So our feast days there, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But we keep it like I.S.U.P.K. Is it okay? Like, you know, if you have some money, you just make it like a celebration.
It's a celebration.
Meaning sound box. You know what I mean?
I mean, then you never see the one would do it abroad. Brothers abroad. Music, food, everything.
Yeah, some music and enjoy.
Yeah. I'm not telling you, eh? Because we never have a sound box. Really.
Play some music and
Well, we soon start doing that. Fix up that thing there.
include like the community. Like if they want to pass through and get a plate.
Well, I can tell you, then we can eat you out. You need sincere people. You need sincere people, man. Yeah, that's one person does come and then.
Well, you don't do it, you don't plan for that, you know what I mean? You don't plan for the fact that you want to
Yes.
introduce it to
But
them.
in their mind.
It's a cake, you said. And the piece of, you know what I mean, a conic or the piece of this or the piece
in
of
their
that.
mind, them are going to have you.
Yeah, I know. I know that them are doing, man. Same thing they do to every other party, but they just plant a seed in the bird. Say, this.
Here's the seed you should plant in their brain. Come back to the most and you get to be a part of this celebration. What? All right, fine. Go and feed them. You can feed them, man.
So, okay, so, I getting that you're saying that the celebration is specifically for those in the tree.
And for sincere persons out who really want to come in. It's costly. Don't waste the money on them for no reason.
You don't need to learn enjoyment. You have to set boundaries.
We say you can go and spend the money and do it.
You
know what? No, that is what is going to happen. And it's not twerk, they're going to come in here to twerk. They're going to dirty wine at 6:30 and broke you out.
I know smoking.
Wow, so weed light up at Jamaica, this don't be fooling up. Yeah.
Like the question also, I've always thought that in every tribe, the culture is just different. And that it is that we should take into consideration the culture of the people when we think about these things.
All right, remember when we have, take the culture of Canaanites. Here's Islam. You remember how it was? Canaanites, when we have the introduction, all food went out, don't So what person actually come to plan after that introduction? And then come couple days because them things, similar thing was there. So as soon as you cut the fish and bread, you will see who is sincere.
My brain, when I say you keeping a peace like that, I will bring nobody like you. But it's more like.
Yeah, but you're a fisherman.
Yeah.
So all the things you do must be geared towards fishing.
No.
Yeah.
It's
I am thinking about a similar thing about Miss. Better make There are persons out there try to use the money and try to find a sincere person. There's the brothers who have come to class before. Maybe they are not there now. You bring them. Then they come and see the celebration. Right? So the man will pass and what going over this? He not even remember the name. You tell him say Akana kind of. He said Naka Naka. Wow, smell nice. Naka Naka go on over there and smell the food, man.
Naka Naka, so like some powers.
All right.
Some powers.
Yeah, come man. Come on, I come shut it down, man. I come knock your plates. I don't see them again. That is the reality, though. Which day is it supposed to be again? December 18th. What's the date again? I can't. Yeah, they read every week, man. Where is the thing? All right, they're going to read it. December something.
We don't talk about nothing. We talk like to just, you know what I mean, make them aware, say, yo, we have some holy days too, you know. We have holy days, but we allow to keep, you know what I mean, and enjoy them there. But the white man deal with them alternative, which is pagan and sin against most that.
You know, this is a response I get from the people in the back too. It's almost sincere than them one down there. Yeah. Where we were yesterday. Yeah. So it all left to the place to you, man.
It's no different, man, in terms of, you know what I mean? Must I really work with their Canaanites already?
Yes, and we were doing the Most High's work.
Yeah, but I'm mostly like work we are working.
In Canaanites, they see every day.
I see every day.
Over here, so as a man, them see then glad to see this. So, wow, man, here, oh, man, you see, we feel lifted, man. So, can I expect some conscious reasoning, eh?
Yeah. Whereas on Canaanite, push man up the drill, you know what I mean? So it's like a work kind of thing.
Even the persons who were not involved in the work, like when we were giving out the flyers and we went up the top, and we had talked to them. What was the response like? Huh?
I mean, like right up to the center,
Mm-hmm.
up to the center.
Mm-hmm. What was the response?
You have a brother there, you know, tall brother. You don't hear back from him. Go on to the next brother. The brother with the cup glass.
What's the next brother?
The last brother with bar.
Noom. Yeah, Noom. Something like so. Right, no. Long story, but no, we don't hear back from him. He had a tall brother. He know before he even start come class him Israelite, but he can't have bun weed. That's one thing that is on him when he can't get rid of.
That's why I say you can't stop smoking. Go on, come on class, man. Go on easy. Until you eventually start the struggle stuff.
I keep telling you, you're going to see it later on. Food. We must just remember this. 3/4 of the multitude was there from amongst Christ was fish and bread.
You never come for the fish and bread, sir.
Yeah.
Remember, say, I teach him, don't teach him, and them won't see them. I say, you can't send them up.
Yeah, because he always give them fish and bread after and teach. So them know that. How you know, say, is it that most of them come from? When him start get serious with him teaching, how much of them fled?
Get serious in teaching?
Yeah. How much of them took the fish and bread from the scribes and Pharisees and just give him away? they were paid to say, crucify Jesus and give us Barabbas. Then I remember the fish and bread and the healing of Christ used to give them. They took the money that the scribes and Pharisees gave them. Why? Because that was their own loss, what they can get. Don't learn that lesson they had, brother.
Like you introduce a different culture to them. Them own culture.
And I'm saying yes, that is right, but it's costly. Aye. If or you have the money, you'll say something else.
This our beast here, so the whole of them they hold on keep just make it resonate at them word. Come to a plate of food, here so.
Everybody now give them a plate of food, make them know that them feast day. Tell them. If them sincere, they will listen.
No, but me I say like me.
How much of them sincere they listening?
Yeah. Keep a feast day, but I just make myself surrounded and child and everybody welcome. So like if I wanna cook a Christmas fish fry, in go so now book. And
all right. And with that, we pass the class over to priests and officer and priests in training. When you want to talk about, gain enthusiasm is good. I'm not gonna try kill your enthusiasm, but I give you the chance to kill it yourself.
So we are going to the Lord's Prayer.
Yeah. Lord's Prayer, and then we do the thing.
Imagine.
Means to stand.
Clap it up for the class. Imagine turn to the east for the Lord's Prayer. Abanawa. Shabba Shamaya. Kwadash. Aya. Shamka. Yahawa. Malakwaka. Tabaha. Ratazaka. Haya. Aisha. Maharataza. Kawa. Haya. Mashamaya. Nathan Lanawa. Lakam. Nawam. Wasalak Lanawa. Kawagwat Nawa. Kasalak Nawa. Kawagwat Yanawa. Wala. Tabaya Anawa. Banasayawa. Abad. Awashai Nawa. Maya. Right. Kaya. Laka. Amalakwa. Wahala. Wahatapara. Laai Walamya.
Amen. In English, our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our debt. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. Announcements.
These are the I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General YAHANNA. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister come into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithe, which is a commandment, You can find this in Numbers 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. Means 10 in the Hebrew, and is pronounced Ma'aishara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives, you will give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give, upcoming holy convocation. Remind Akiam and Akwatian.
Click the page, upcoming holy convocation. Aka.
Feast of dedication, Akanika, 25th day of the 9th month, by the space of 8 days. Wednesday, December 9, 2020, for 8 days. Second and first one.
Verse 1, chapter 1.
Chapter 4.
Chapter 4, verse
52.
Alright, so it must be first Maccabees then.
First Maccabees.
Second Maccabees don't have. It's chapter 4, verse 52 letter. First Maccabees.
First Maccabees 4, verse 52 to 61. Reminding Akiam and Akwatian to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he is to start wearing all black, which include black boots, shirts, pants, headband, or scarf. And with that, we say amajum, which means to stand. 130 salute to the teacher. Amajum Shabbat. Amajum. Barak. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Barakatam. 130 salute to the sister. Turn and face the sister. Amajum Shabbat. Amajum Barak. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh. Yadamata, class dismissed.
Clap it up. Close. Hold on.